And we are back. We are back at the bottom of the hour. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. So we just covered Nick Saban putting his foot in his mouth about why he retired. If there's anything, he should have just stayed away from open microphones and just held that close to him. Gonna stay in college football, gonna stay in the SEC, gonna talk about Ole Miss and how Zach Arnett is set to join the Ole Miss coaching staff. And right now, we got some money. We got money, people. All right, and this story comes out of Yahoo Sports and Dave Cobb. Ole Miss is set to hire Zach Arnett as an analyst less than 4 months after he was dismissed as the coach of rival Mississippi State. Now, this was confirmed by 24/7 Sports, given his previous 3 years with the Bulldogs as a defensive coordinator. Arnett has plenty of familiarity with the Rebels as he crosses Egg Bowl lines. I always thought that was silly, the Egg Bowl. Adding Arnett gives Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin and defensive coordinator Pete Golding another experienced defensive voice on the staff as the Rebels gear up for a run at the college football playoffs in 2024. Though Arnett posted just a 4-6 record in 2023 after he was elevated from the death of Mike Leach in December of 2022, the 37-year-old remains well respected as a defensive mind. Wow, I did forget about Mike Leach dying. Wow, and that was 2022. Jesus, I guess a lot goes on between now and then, but my God, I thought that got by me for some reason. His migration to Kiffin staff is only the latest example of high-profile coaches cross over within the rivalry. They're not lying about that. We've seen and we've covered it on our show where Chip Kelly has bailed on UCLA for Ohio State, and then now we had Shane Beamer when we had Coyle. He bounced off South Carolina for Georgia. Yeah, Coley. That whole thing was pretty. I was really like, wow. It's one thing for you to leave and go to another team. It's another thing for you to go to a conference rival. So yeah, we covered those, and this is becoming the norm now. Wow, go figure. Well, Arnett's success is Jeff Lebby worked on the Ole Miss offensive coordinator in 2020 and 2021, pitting directly with Arnett. The Rebels were 2-1 against Mississippi State over the three meetings spanning that amount of time. As Arnett was the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, he was fired as coach in November of 2023 with 2 games until the remaining, including the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss beating Mississippi State 17-7, with Greg Knox serving as the interim coach of the Bulldogs. That's something to consider. Something really to consider. But congratulations to Zach Arnett and his family. I'm sure that they would love the raise. a change of pace, new job, new day, new year, new you. And we'll be back to cover a little bit more of Ole Miss coming forward with another unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Yes, Subway, eat fresh. Refresh, eat fresh. Try any of the delightful subs at Subway. Download the app, visit your good folks at your local Subway. Subway, eat fresh, refresh. Try the sidekicks, also footlong cookie and a footlong churro and a footlong pretzel. Subway, eat fresh, refresh. All right, so when we left off, we were talking about uh, how 24/7 Sports confirmed that Zach Arnett is going to be a defensive mind on the staff of Ole Miss, and he's actually leaving Mississippi State for Ole Miss. So that's always good. Um, we also look at their rank, and by 24/7, they have them ranked as the number 6 recruiting class in the country in 2024, and they're going to need it. But if you look at the schedule for them, they play Furman in the opener August the 31st, September the 7th. They play Middle Tennessee, and then you have Wake Forest on the 14th. Now, those three are all winnable games. Then you play Georgia Southern September the 21st. That's the out of season, like that's their games out of conference schedule. That's not a strong strength of schedule. Middle Tennessee, Furman, Wake Forest, Georgia Southern. I mean, those they could start off the season 4-0 because they are that good. They're way better than Middle Tennessee. I don't even know where Furman is. And Furman is too close to Vermin. So, or Varmin. Just, I don't know where that's at. And it's no shade at the good people of Furman University. I'm sure it's a nice place. I'm sure it's a great atmosphere, but I just don't know where that is. And then the season, now you get into the SEC where you have Kentucky, which is Kentucky's formidable for whoever they play. South Carolina, they are retooling LSU and their chip. They're going to look different. Oklahoma, that's one of the new additions to the SEC in 2024. Arkansas is going to be Arkansas. Georgia, the number 1 team in the SEC, Florida, and then Mississippi State. So hypothetically, you can see here they only really have 3 challenges to the schedule. They have LSU, they have Oklahoma, and Georgia. That is their only, like I said, that's their only pushback. And then Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl on November the 30th. But Ole Miss could be one of these teams that you see in the college playoff because they only have maybe 1-2 losses, if that, because they're not going to make the SEC championship game because they play in this, I think they play in the same division as Georgia. But like I said, this is a really lax schedule. I mean, they don't play Alabama. You know, you get the 2 other teams in the SEC that are juggernauts in Georgia and LSU. I don't think Oklahoma's going to do too much or make any real noise in the SEC. I think that they're just going to be there for the whooping. Arkansas is there for beating. I don't know, man. I really don't know. But we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Let me know what you think, Ole Miss fans. Are you happy about Zach Arnett being on staff? Mississippi State guys, are you pissed off that he had the nerve to cross the line and go play call against you? Find out. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. We'll be back with more